Hello there. Today we will go over the community-generated AMA, which took place in 2020. Xenon gathered questions from the community members, which they decided to integrate in Medium articles. This way the information would not be lost, and new community members can be directed to this AMA, for clarification. The AMA covered the general aspects, network of momentum, AlphaNet, and the future of Xenon. Please note, these articles were posted in mid and end of 2020. Some of the Q&As may not be relevant and already taken place. The community asked some really good questions and the Xenon team couldn't have been more diplomatic answering all of them. To keep the Q&A easily distinguishable, we will have my friend Bob represent the community questions. And I will be reading out the answers from Xenon. Let's begin.
Is the new coin a separate PIVX fork at this point, or does it takes place on the network of momentum only?
QSR is part of the dual coin mechanism that will power network of momentum. It will be available on Sirius Wallet during the AlphaNet.
Will QSR be tradable?
Yes, it will be tradable.
What is the max supply of QSR? Besides pillar locks, what other mechanisms will be used to burn it, and do you know at what rate or percentages of a transaction?
There won't be a max supply until network of momentum mainnet. QSR burn will only serve to create additional pillar slots.
So, no time limit to keep the node running after the first snapshot in order to get the airdrop? Example, can I just set up a node before each snapshot and turn it off right after and still get the rewards?
In order to participate in the lock drop, one needs to keep the nodes or pillars up and running during each snapshot. No other restrictions.
Why did they make us wait 30 days for this announcement? Is the AlphaNet very close? Before or after the lock drop?
We want to make sure Quasar is evaluated from every point of view and this approach is time-consuming. After the lock drop period ends, a swap will take place, and it marks the first phase of network of momentum.
Is there a new wallet version between now and first snapshot?
No. Sirius Wallet will be available after the swap.
What is the amount of QSR or Xenon stakers, nodes and pillars will earn for their services?
After the lock drop ends, we will provide additional information regarding the exact numbers.
Will Xenon have other purposes besides locking in for nodes and pillars?
In network of momentum, Xenon will also be used for regular transactions between peers.
Will a pillar infrastructure update, that is, moving to a new host or setup, will cost us a QSR burn, as we don't unlock Xenon during that process, but to effectively generate a new key? So is the QSR burn for a new lock? Or is the QSR burn for a new setup?
No, the burning of QSR is needed only to secure a pillar slot. More technical info will be available before the AlphaNet is live.
Will current pillar holders to have to burn the 150,000 QSR they receive in order to create their same pillars on the network of momentum? Or is the QSR burn only for new pillars coming after the initial 136? Whether the current queue system will remain in place for existing pillar slots. If, for example, there is already someone waiting in queue, will he be eligible for the airdrop?
Yes, existing pillars will need to burn 150,000 QSR to create their slot on the AlphaNet. Pillars from the queue will need to adhere to the following formula: max 0, number of pillars 136 plus 1, into 10,000 plus 150,000 QSR.
Will the team actively look for clients to use the network protocol to build Zaps, besides Project Incubator?
Ecosystem expansion is what we always take into consideration. We will continue to seek new opportunities after the network of momentum mainnet is live.
How does Xenon plan to run apps from legacy web in Web 3?
We will investigate ways to automatically convert legacy web apps into Zaps, after the network of momentum mainnet is live.
What are the special requirements for running network of momentum nodes?
Depending on the type of nodes one will run, there will be different requirements. For example, pillar operators will need to stay competitive in attracting hash rate and participate in the consensus algorithm. Sentinel nodes will need to assemble proof-of-work links and will also have the possibility to run zaps, while sentries will mainly act as observers and have lighter requirements. In-depth specifications will be available as we approach Network of Momentum mainnet.
Is the peer review for the white paper still on track?
We will focus on delivering the yellow paper, and we're aiming to get it peer-reviewed.
What signature scheme does Xenon use?
It currently uses Bitcoin's XA. Regarding Network of Momentum, we are investigating alternative signature schemes such as BLS or Schnorr and ones that are quantum resistant.
Any exchange planned?
After the AlphaNet is live.
Can you elaborate on this from the white paper as it helps us understand infrastructure requirements better? I quote, "In order for the pillars to be competitive."
Starting with Network of Momentum, pillar operators will have the possibility to set up proof-of-work pools to secure the network and share the rewards with the peers feeding them hashrate.
Will Xenon provide consensus as a service to other chains?
We'll explore this possibility after Network of Momentum mainnet is live.
How does the nodes choose another node for the passing of proof-of-work link? Defining randomness is usually tough on-chain.
The randomness is obtained off-chain.
Two-layer architecture is quite heavy for small projects. What is the ideal project or size of an app in terms of volume, users etc. to use on Xenon?
Our aim is that any dApp, regardless of size, can be converted into a ZApp.
What's ZX distribution algorithm that was mentioned in the Bitcoin talk and for X stakes? What will it do in the Network of Momentum?
ZX distribution algo was built especially to create CNN in its inception. If there will also be a use of it in Network of Momentum, we'll integrate it for sure.
How will the transition to Network of Momentum take place from this PIVX placeholder?
Via a swap process.
Can we have adaptive governance according to market conditions on the number of Xenon required for setting up a node? Cause in today's price it costs us $15,000, maybe 1 year down the line it will cost us $50,000. Wouldn't that hinder decentralization? We could vote after each quarter what number of Xenons are required to set up new nodes. Could this be done?
Yes, our core objective is to boost network decentralization. Our aim is to implement an updated governance framework for the Network of Momentum mainnet. We are already tackling this issue. For instance, QSR's primary purpose is to increase the number of available pillar slots in a neutral and decentralized manner.
What sort of toolings, framework being built for using the network?
At the moment, we're focusing on the core components of the AlphaNet. After that, we'll shift to focus on integrations and dev support. Everything that is being developed will be open source and available on public repos.
Maybe the team's responses can be incorporated into an updated Medium article so that new people coming to the project have all the info.
We'll post this AMA thread as a separate Medium article.
Are transactions on the Network of Momentum final? And if yes, how?
The finality of transactions is a delicate subject for decentralized systems. In Network of Momentum architecture, transactions will have asymptotically finality similar to Bitcoin's confirmations. Settled transactions will be orders of magnitude harder to revert than in traditional blockchain implementations.
Did you have the opportunity to run some early benchmarks on the Network of Momentum? And if yes, are the results fitting what you expected?
After the AlphaNet, we will conduct benchmarks before Network of Momentum launch and share the results.
How do you plan to proceed with the public AlphaNet? Will there be incentives and different for the most active participant?
Yes, the incentives are described in the Medium article we already posted. Alright. That covered the AMA for mid-2020. Now let's quickly go through to the second edition, which was published in end of 2020.
Hi there. How will the swap for Xenon token to Network of Momentum take place?
To avoid confusion, Xenon and QSR are coins, not tokens. Moreover, the swap procedure is designed to be user-friendly and easy for everyone to execute. More information about the swap process will be available before the AlphaNet launch on all public communications channels.
On the last video you tweeted it showed a Plasma tab on the interface of the Sirius wallet. What's Plasma about? Is Xenon a sidechain for Ethereum? Is Xenon able to interact with Bitcoin? How?
Plasma is a built-in anti-spam mechanism designed for AlphaNet. Xenon will always operate as an independent crypto system. In Network of Momentum Phase 1, we will focus on interoperability with Bitcoin using novel cryptographic approaches that will leverage signatures, hash locks, and time locks.
Does Sirius mean serious? Does Bitcoin chain feature in the architecture? A constant related to BTC block at time was placed in Xenon Genesis block? Will Xenon AlphaNet help run smart contracts on BTC? X-Stakes gave this idea. Was it a smart contract algo?
The name SYRIUS is derived from Sirius, the brightest star in the night sky. For Xenon, Sirius represents a state-of-the-art wallet on which anybody can easily store, stake, or manage their Xenon, QSR, and ZTS tokens. We like that our followers have eagle eyes. Bitcoin will always have a special place in all our current or future endeavors.
For the first part of the Xenon Fabric program, we have reserved 10 vested pillar slots for key industry players. How many Xenon pillars are you allocating for Xenon Fabric except the 10 vested pillars? Is it part of the total supply or will you increase the total supply?
Xenon Fabric will provide Xenon for 10 vested pillar slots every 83 days that will be available for key industry players. Each vesting event will last 7 days and will coincide with the revoke window for pillars. Any non-assigned slot will expire, and new ones will be available during the next vesting event. The Xenon used for the vested pillars is extracted from Xenon structure. There will not be an increase in the total supply for this process.
Are you releasing the code with AlphaNet? What about the extended white or yellow paper?
Every codebase that is used in production will be available on public Git repos. We aim to publish an extended white or yellow paper after the swap process is over.
What is Plasma in the new wallet?
Plasma represents a built-in anti-spam mechanism designed for the Network of Momentum AlphaNet.
Why don't you reveal who you are? Is there a power behind you? Will there be a new listing?
The power behind us is the community. We chose to remain anonymous because there can be no true decentralization with a public figure in charge. Listings will follow soon after AlphaNet migration.
When AlphaNet? Can we have an approximate date?
We expect to release a private testnet with the AlphaNet applicants by the end of the year.
Who are the industrial partners? What value will they add to the ecosystem that existing pillar owners do not?
Creating partnerships is crucial for the ecosystem's expansion by merging knowledge and communities. After the AlphaNet release, we will reveal information about their work and involvement within the ecosystem.
What is going to be the first use case of Network of Momentum?
The first use case of Network of Momentum would be to power decentralized infrastructure services that will support further development of next-gen Web3 applications.
Is there a fixed quantity of non-legacy pillars that can be added to the network? If yes, what determines their assurance for a spot? First come first serve?
There is no upper bound for non-legacy pillar slots. The generation of every new pillar slot will require the operator to burn 10,000 more QSR than the previous one.
Is it possible to easily migrate a current central app to the Xenon network? Does Xenon network scalability meet this migration requirement?
We envision a future where every centralized application can benefit from decentralized solutions like identity services, grid computing, etc.
When AlphaNet migration instructions.
AlphaNet migration instructions will be available after the window dedicated to the private testnet is closed.
What was the inception that would happen in October?
Delivering a complex product can sometimes require more time than it was planned. We want to make sure our final version of AlphaNet is accurate from all development standpoints and that the transition to it is flawless.
Are we going to have the mobile version of Sirius initially?
The desktop version will be released first, with plans for a web version in early 2021 and a mobile version in the second half of 2021.
Who, in your opinion, are your biggest competitors?
The cryptocurrency space has evolved from competition-driven to partnership-focused. So, we are continually looking to consolidate our community by merging the network of momentum with other ecosystems.
In which markets do you see ZAPs being fitted? I can't tell what the technology will be most ideal for yet.
ZAPs are designed to bring a fusion between the best of both worlds, the performance and efficiency of a centralized solution with the privacy and security of a decentralized system.
Since Sirius will be available on mobile phones, would we be able to stake via the phone? Or is it limited to only PC?
Yes, it will be mintable using any compatible device that is connected to the network.
What will be the program language for AlphaNet? Will it be the same for both coins and the token?
The code is written in Go, but software development kits will be provided for the most popular programming languages.
Did any of the Xenon devs know Satoshi Nakamoto personally?
To an extent, we are all Satoshi, inspiring, and paving the way for a decentralized future. I hope this was helpful. As mentioned earlier, not everything mentioned here will be relevant now or when you watch this video. Timelines change. So keep an eye out, and stay updated. Join the Zenon community. Links are in the description. And please like and subscribe to the channel.